hospitality has been an interesting play because select service did pretty well and resort did extremely well. Resort hotels are probably at 2x their EBITDAs where they were pre-COVID on a whole. Daniel and I lament about it every day when we plan to go on a trip, and between airfares massively inflated, but it wasn't that long ago, Brian, that $1,000 hotel room was a big deal.
Right.
Like I didn't go, like I'm a pretty well-to-do guy, and I didn't go to $1,000 hotel room very often. And now it's standard fare. So I think hospitality is still suffering. Downtown business hotel, business traveler, that's still in lag. I think it comes back. But look, I think so. Dream Hotel. I remember in May of 2020, my land lender on the Dream land was telling me how completely stupid I was. He's like, people are never going to travel again. Nobody's ever going to Las Vegas again.
Right.
And he's like browbeating me about how stupid I was. And I said, look, I know one thing about humans. Humans like to congregate, and humans like to party. Right. And humans have come back to Las Vegas. What's not back in Las Vegas yet is the business traveler. Convention businesses back to, I don't know, Daniel, what are our stats? Maybe 50% back?
No, it's a little better than that. But it's trending towards, by the end of this year, it should be above 85%.
Yeah. But what's back is the individual traveler is beyond where they were in 2019. Let's talk about commercial and two. Yeah. Let's break it into retail. We've segregated out industrial, but you got retail. I think retail, there's winners and losers in retail. Look, good retail is going to continue to thrive. You'll see, some new retail development, and I think it'll continue to do well, but it's going to have to be well located and well executed. We think that bad retail will continue to get repurposed into some other use. We are one of the market leaders in that. We're buying, end caps on malls. We're actually trying to we're in the process of buying a mall today to repurpose for, residential and last mile logistics. But I think what that does for us is it allows the marginal retail is going to get better because we're going to remove some of the retail. And if we took 25% of the retail out of America and repurpose that land, then we'd have healthier other centers. So I think retail is going to be fine. Retail is continuing to grow. It's just the majority of the growth in retail is e-commerce. Right. So, which is driving the industrial business. I don't want to rub salt in it, but Daniel, how much cash flow have you guys lost from just parking alone?
Well, parking represented about 10% of the total revenue, but incrementally, it represented about 60% of our distributable cash flow.
Yeah.
Retail being the balance between retail being mostly vacant and parking being down about, at the worst of it, 90%, but even now 70%, and office occupancy being down, not proportionally, but additionally. We're sweeping what cash flows we have to pay for tenant improvements and leasing commissions. You have to have a very long-term outlook for office if you're going to be in this kind of office product. But we've owned it a long time. We'll be fine. But as Bill said, the market's coming back for office. It is already back in some areas. It depends. It's niche, it's neighborhood, it's understanding market dynamics. The benefit we have, and Bill didn't mention this, but our property is not a brand new top of the line maximum rent. And what you're getting right now is people moving into one or two locations. They're either willing to pay less for the best of what there is, or they're looking to make a move into something less expensive and in many cases reduce their footprint. And so we're in a good position to handle that, but we're just now starting to see people come back to the market looking for leasing in the area we are.
So I think that people are saying, look, we're willing to ride through this bump. If you're properly levered, it's not going to be a problem. And I think for the housing market, I'm not really worried about the housing market. Look, we might have some pullback in pricing. I mean, if you had to put a number on it today, I'd say it's 0 to 10% pullback on pricing, but that's half of last year's gain.
Yeah,
we have. I think the count we have is 65% of the people are in mortgages that are, below 4%.
yeah.
They're not rate stressed. They're not in adjustable rate mortgages, and they got a job. So, and if they lose their job, they can rent their house and go get a cheaper house.
Right.
So I don't see this is not 2008 where we're going to get a 30 to 50% drop in home values. I just don't see it.
Okay.
Now, I always hesitate to say these things. These conversations are dangerous, Brian, because something that I've said, I'm going to regret that I said.